I actually started with a different EB-5 company. The truth is, my faith was more in the EB-5 company than it was in the project because I have very little control on that project, which is something I'm not used to. I'm used to getting involved in these projects and kind of influencing outcomes. So at the end of the day, step one is picking the right EB-5 company versus the project. And I thought I had made the right pick, and I'm sure it was the right pick. But at some point, the responsiveness was not to the level that I'm used to and that I require. And I connected with you, Sam, and I connected with Jordan and other members of your team. And I got to tell you, everyone was on the same page in terms of responsiveness, in terms of goals, in terms of just getting us the proper data and coaching us through it. And I was really, really impressed. So I shifted gears, switched to EB-5AN. Then it was a matter of picking the project, and both Jordan and Sam, you held my hand quite well. It's a matter of evaluating probability of getting the investment back, return on investment, probability of project actually getting completed. You know, all these projects sound great, and we're in the middle of it, so I'd love to have a follow-up interview once my son gets the green card and tell you that it went according to plan. At the end of the day, the One Tampa project, I like the fact that it was 47% sold at that point that I was evaluating, and I like that there was a high sales of units. I actually called the project. I was going to go visit it. I didn't go visit it, but the project managers there were very responsive as well. I just felt after evaluating, it had the highest probability of getting built, getting done, and returning my investment within the time that's promised. But I have more faith in the people guiding me than the actual project managers, because I've seen the best people fail and I've seen the worst people succeed. Coulter definitely has a history of successful projects. For sure, that's a plus. But I got to be honest, you know, you, Sam, you holding my hand, and Jordan also like coaching me through it, that had as much, if not more, value than the fact that it was a Coulter project. That's just the way that I roll.
I looked at about 4, 5, 6 different regional centers, and the main decision why I went with Saltair was, of course, the builder, which I think is the most important part, because if the builder defaults, everything could be gone. So with Coulter being in business since 1997, I think, I had a lot of old projects from them, not only EB-5 project, but also regular real estate project. And I think Coulter is one of the most reliable currently. Another really important thing is that Saltair, at the time we invested, already had 100% of all the apartments sold. Every one of the buyer had already put down a 30% non-refundable deposit, and all jobs have been created already at this time. So I think the first closings are planned to happen in fall this year. So this project is already very, very advanced. So it was a great project for us because there are, of course, there are risks, but I think the risks are pretty low. Well, as we are from Germany and not from India and China, we are not backlogged, so it doesn't make any huge difference for us if it is a urban or a rural area. So this was nothing we really considered, to be honest. So it was more important that the builder is stable, the whole project is stable and well financed. The jobs were already created, so these are the things we did take a look at. Yeah, and there were several projects, one in Maryland, Saltair, Georgia one, and all of them were similar, but of course the details were different. And there was none besides the Saltair, which was already that advanced, which had already created, improved the jobs, which had already sold 100% of the apartments, and especially the 30% non-refundable deposit of the buyers, I think is a great thing which lowers the risk enormously. Yeah, so I think the most important part about a regional center is, do you think the regional center can create a job? Does it? Once you file the 829, does it qualify you for the restrictions to be waived? So you need the jobs. And of course, on the other hand side, do you trust the regional center it will be able to repay your investment? I think these are the most important things you should look at, because I think the worst thing which can happen is the regional center is not able to create jobs. You will not get your restrictions removed, and your investment is gone. I heard about some investment in New York where friends of mine invested, and exactly this happened. They didn't get back yet their investment, and the project was stopped. I think you should take a look at both things. So jobs creation, does it lead to the goal of the green card? And of course, how are the odds that you get your investment back?
I went with Saltair and Coulter project because of their success story. Because I see that there was another condominium complex which was already built and successfully, like around five plots away from the St. Petersburg project. So I thought it would be a best investment because they already have succeeded in multiple EB-5 projects, and Saltair St. Petersburg project I chose because it was giving me 6% equity on it. So I thought it's one of, I mean, at that time, back in 2019, this was one of the highest equity project that I have seen, and I was pretty sure that based on their success stories, Coulter, I was pretty sure that they will be finishing off this project within the provided time, and they did finish the project. And when I invested, the project didn't even start. I was fortunate to go to St. Petersburg, and I visited the place. The place was not even started at that time when I invested, but I was very confident that the project will start and it will finish off in a proper time, even though the COVID and everything affected. The project did not stop, and all the houses, all the flats were sold in time, and I got my 6% investment, what do we call, the interest that I have to receive, that I have received within the time as promised. Soon after, as I signed up, I started getting this emails from EB-5 affiliate network regarding the progress or regarding the updates of the project. That made me so so comfortable where I am right now, because I stay in Austin, or I stay in different places, because I was in Philadelphia, then the next year I moved to Austin, the next year I moved to California. So I keep moving, because due to my job I keep moving different places. So it'll be really tough for me personally to go and look at the project myself. But EB-5 affiliate network did send me regular updates on when the project is going to start, and what is blocking it, because that was a time when COVID was at the peak stage, and EB-5 affiliate network made sure that okay, the project has received all the approvals, and the project is going to start, or the project has already started. All those updates I've been getting, and the best part about the updates that I've been getting is I was provided with the links of what the status of the project is, and also I was provided with the pictures of how the how it is being constructed. And the best part about the updates were how many flats were sold, and how much of investment did EB-5 Coulter did the Coulter project invest in, and how much is the investment of all the EB-5 included in that project. So these are some of the best parts which I found out that it's best, because I wanted to I got a clear cut idea of what's the project investment, and what's the EB-5 investment, and how we are affecting the project, and how the project made sure that it had progress continuously, irrespective of the amount what we are investing. So that made me so comfortable, and that made me choose this project when compared to the others, because the others I did not feel so confident. I did go to other places like North Carolina and Ohio and New Jersey, but I didn't find any project that was already successful, or any developer that is already successful and kept doing multiple EB-5 projects. So that's one of the only reasons I chose EB-5 affiliate network and this particular project, Salter St. Petersburg project. And exactly at the end of the 3 years, the project was successfully almost completed, and all the flats were sold, and completely sold, and I was provided with the investment return of $95,000 when I invested 500K, getting a $95,000 within a span of 3 years of the project start is a very good investment, I would feel. That's one of the best, one of the reasons I am still I still support, and I still choose EB-5 affiliate network, is because they made sure that they are very adamant with their promises, and they did return back the returns that I have to receive.
When you actually decide you need to go ahead, you need to compare the projects available at that point of time. And this regional center, I personally was very convinced with the project. Like, I talked to other regional centers, I didn't find their project very convincing. Like, one person was offering me like 35% return, but like I found that little fishy. Like, it is practically impossible. It may not be 100% inaccurate, but the chances you will achieve that doesn't sound very appropriate. One reason is the terms. Like, some projects were proving to be very expensive, and some of the projects, sorry, I'm not very technical, but their documentation was still in the approval stage. So there could be a possibility you would have invested in the project and they might not get the approval. Like, your overall process would have put at a standstill. So of course my lawyers helped me to understand that, but this is one reason which convinced me to go ahead for this one. And then of course, being an accountant myself, I did my own mathematics, like how much this would cost me, how much the return I'm getting, and how much is my affordability. So doing all this analysis kind of made me go ahead. And of course, I would say at every stage, this EB-5 team, it's really, really very helpful. Well, I personally feel that team is quite transparent. Like other regional centers, I could question their transparency actually. And secondly, they were, whenever I needed help, they were always available. Like maybe it's some investment decision, some project related decision. Like the moment I tried to get in touch with the team, they were promptly available, and they were always ready to get on the phone, and the things were like never on hold basis dealing with your team. And even because of the funding got delayed in our case, we had to approach the regional center to seek some extension, and they were happy. I mean, they were flexible enough to provide that extension.
Right. Yeah. That's so basically, the after you invest the money, as everybody knows, right? EB-5 is not only about investing the money; is also making sure your project gets successful and create the job, right? So you really want to see, do you have real traceability on the project, like what's happening there? Are they progressing or not? If they're progressing, how they're progressing, right? So from the EB-5 the one good thing I like is there is a quarterly update comes in the mail, which a detailed description about what project is doing. Initially, they're more talking about what they're doing, and eventually then talking about how much they are able to sell, what is percentage of all, and how much their project has money from EB-5 versus their own. So that gives you the good understanding on all coming from, I'm getting every quarter. So I'm not seeing like I send the money and I'm blank. What happening, I don't know for 4 years. I can see every quarter, I see something from emails coming from EB-5 as like saying quarterly update. And that has a whole detail about what's going on in the project in different stages, right? And that make me also comfortable that our project is on track.
So, your funds were invested for, about 4 years roughly, and we made distributions, fairly recently. What amount of money did you receive over that, roughly 4-year period?
Right. So roughly, I can say the money I got back in my account is roughly 118K, which is very good. 500K you put at 4 years, 118K is good money.
Most important thing for me with picking a project is the quality and the track record of the developer. And Coulter has a perfect track record over more than 20 years and not a single failed project or a loan that hasn't been repaid. So I'm very happy that I went with Coulter because this project was a hotel that opened right in the middle of COVID. So given Coulter's financial strength, they were able to make it through a very difficult economic period.